gosh, so you are like hitting me out of the blue with whatever this is. I don't even know what this is, Yang Gang.
What's up, Yang Gang?
What's up, Yang Gang?
Okay, so there's something I wanted to discuss.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Oh.
There was there's something I wanted to discuss with y'all, as I discussed it with Russell. Because I felt like we could get a real discussion going.
Oh, gosh.
Some of y'all may have seen the Paget Kagi interview with Dr. Quintus Jett. I only watched about 10 minutes of it, starting at the 30-minute mark. So if you do go watch it, start there. And it got me thinking. He had a lot of really good points, obviously.
Shout out to Quintus.
But I feel like Andrew is going to unsuspend. Does this sound crazy to you? Okay, think about it for a second. Okay? And I'm going to take some of Quintus's points here. Okay, this totally makes sense. I don't know if it's some kind of crazy hope we shouldn't have, but first think about, at the time, he had no other options, right?
Mm-hmm.
New Hampshire and Iowa did not go well.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't drop out then, or suspend then, what would have happened? The media would be like, oh, why are you still here? Why haven't you dropped out? Or they would spin it to make him lose even more Yang Gang. But think about since he's suspended.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me the Yang Gang has gotten more passionate. I mean, just look, we've gained more subscribers. Everybody on Twitter is talking about how many more followers they've gained. Like, everyone's all of a sudden coming together into this one unit, and they're like, we got to do something. We got to do something. Yes, we got to fight for UBI, run for local office, all of that. But we're actually getting stronger. And think about the Google searches for UBI going up. And people are finding out who Andrew Yang is now, after he's dropped out. The media spoke good things about him. All the other candidates came out and said good things about him. And they were like, I would love to work with him in the future. You know, so now everybody's like, wow, he sounds pretty cool. Too bad he's gone. But he's not gone. And so he had to suspend, right? He had no other choice. He had to suspend at that time.
He did. Correct.
And maybe in the back of his mind, maybe he's thinking, not that this is some kind of ploy, but maybe he's thinking the Yang Gang maybe got a little too comfortable. We weren't donating as much. Maybe we weren't out there telling people as much. We weren't being as passionate as we once were. And this kind of brought our fire back. And if he does well in the primary because of our pushes, because we're not going anywhere. I mean, he didn't endorse another candidate. He says he's going to endorse the nominee, which is himself. I know this sounds crazy, but just think about it. Think about it.
All right.
Okay, so we are now carrying the torch, right? Now everyone in the Yang Gang is like, we got to keep fighting. We got to keep fighting Yang Gang forever. And then somebody just tweeted out that they yanged somebody yesterday and said he'll still be on the ballot. He may have suspended, but he's still on the ballot. And if we are still out there yanging people in our states, and we're telling people, hey, this guy's going to be on the ballot. He is running for president. You should vote for him. Now he's getting, all of a sudden he got more media attention, so more people know who he is. And if we fight for it, it could possibly happen. He does well. Yang has no choice but to come back. Any of the donations that have come in after he's suspended, any merch buys, all of that. Think about it. His Twitter account, it still says Democratic nominee for president. He didn't change it. Every other candidate that is suspended changed it. That he just needed a vacation. He'll be back. And that's funny because if you think about everything he said since then, he keeps saying, we'll be back, or I'll be back. He may not be talking about 2024. I mean, 2024 as the last resort. But you need to go watch the interview with Paget and Quintus. But go ahead. Let me hear what you got to say.
First, I have to start by saying, I love you. And I love Quintus. And Paget.
I love you too. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
Happy Valentine's Day. I understand what you're saying. And I hope beyond hope that y'all are right. I do. And I do think that there's a huge chance that he could come back.
You think there's a huge chance?
I do, actually.
Okay.
I do. All these other campaigns, and I don't know if y'all caught this clip of The View.
People listen maybe to some of Andrew Yang's plan, and take some money from the trillion-dollar companies that Americans help build up. Maybe we would not be as panicked because we would all be sharing in the profitability of these companies. What do you think about that?
Well, I think he's right about this. As we call it the fourth industrial revolution. Mm-hmm. Is there going to be middle class? Are there going to be jobs left with the technical breakthroughs that are occurring? We've already lost 220,000 retail jobs around the country because everybody's shopping on Amazon. They're not going to the Saks in Chicago.
As you can see right there, Andrew Yang's message is still going strong. I mean, when you have Whoopi asking Joe Biden, well, why don't we do this? And then Joe Biden goes into talking about the Industrial Revolution. I mean, his ideas are absolutely permeating the political landscape.
Which was the primary goal.
And you are correct. He has definitely fired people up. There's a lot of people, including myself, who are strongly considering a run for public office because of Andrew Yang. And because of the fire and the passion that he brought. And because I feel like I was robbed. When Andrew suspended his campaign, I felt like I was robbed. And I feel like most every Yang gang out there felt the exact same way I felt. And you're mad about it because you felt like this was the moment. This was our chance. Right now, we don't have another opportunity. This is it. And I feel like Andrew still thinks that same way. He still believes that this is our chance.
Think about how early he suspended. He didn't even finish waiting for the results because it was kind of like a now or later kind of thing. But because he did it sooner rather than later, I feel like there's just a chance for comeback, if that makes sense. There's a chance.
And he did something when he dropped out. It was almost like he did at the debate. It's like, even though Andrew Yang didn't get any speaking time at the debates, the early debates especially, it was like less was more. And when he completely threw a wrench in everything in the debates, as far as the debates go. And he just threw another wrench into this run. And I mean, I'm going to side with y'all, man. I'm going to side with y'all. Because I'm not giving up hope that this campaign's over. Because I really don't believe in my heart that it is. One way or another, Andrew Yang is going to make his way back into this whole conversation. I think the one thing that we have to be really, really sketchy about as far as the Yang gang is that straight police dude, Michael Bloomberg, Darth Vader, hanging in the background. I mean, this dude is like spending so much money, it's ridiculous. He could literally spend Tom Steyer's entire fortune on his presidential run and not miss it.
Nope. That's crazy.
That's how much money this dude's got.
And the media is constantly pushing Bloomberg.
Now their narrative is all Bloomberg. They're talking about Elizabeth Warren about to drop out and talking about
how Biden needs to drop out.
Biden needs to drop out because he doesn't have any support. And Tulsi she's still being Tulsi. She's still being Tulsi. Shout out to the Tulsi gang. But the darling child has become this Michael Bloomberg, who is this dude is such a racist, dude.
Oh my gosh. If you go and look at some of these quotes that said,
he is targeting minorities and poor people and people of color. It's crazy. I don't know how anybody could vote for that dude unless you are the police. Fuck that.
He is literally like the Democratic Trump. Like, they could almost be brothers in the horrible things that they've said and how
and done. Look, she was reading quotes, and she got to the end. She was like, "Holy shit! I thought I was reading Donald Trump quotes. These are Mike Bloomberg quotes."
It's bad. Yeah.
Do the research, y'all. Mike Bloomberg is not who you want, and he would lose against Trump. He would lose against He's already got him called Mini Mike and all these other things. He's already taking shots at Mike Bloomberg, talking about how he does it. He's not getting a box. He's not allowed to have a box now.
And also, Russell did mention yesterday about, getting behind Tulsi. And although that seems like the most logical step,
as far as closest to the Yang Gang and what we believe and stuff like that. But Mama Yang Gang brought up a great point. She's just no matter, even if we did, she's not viable. She's not viable.
She doesn't have a very good favorability rating, and she's just not. She's still too low in the polls currently. And
as much as we love Tulsi, she's just not.
So we're gonna put all our resources and our passion behind another candidate.
Nope.
Just for this to happen again.
We are sticking 100% with Andrew Yang, for sure, Yang Gang, and we're voting for him. He's gonna be on all the primary ballots. Y'all cast your vote for Andrew Yang. If you're a Yang Gang, you better cast your vote in the primaries for Andrew Yang. Super Tuesday could be such a huge day for us.
And even if we don't pull Yang back in from his suspension, we still
send a message.
Yeah. People are like, wow, how did this guy get such a high percent? And then they start finding out who he is, and it sets him up for the next time.
And I understand there's a lot of vote blue no matter who. Well, guess what? You're still voting blue when you vote for Andrew Yang in the primaries. You're voting your conscience. Vote your conscience. And if you choose to go somewhere else after the primaries, whatever. Whatever's whatever. But for now, the Yang Gang, y'all seem to be a little bit fired up out there.
We got to get back to work, y'all. We're talking about all these different things, but it's up to us now. Andrew he's going back to his family and spending some time with his family, and he needs that. So, and he said,
recharge.
If you look at this little clip right here.
And so after I was persuaded, I said, you know what, if we drop now, then we can continue to build a movement in different ways, to your question. And that's the direction we're going to head. So you'll know more in the next number of, let's call it, I would say somewhere in I don't want to put it because some of the back's going to kill me.
Minutes.
I will say something somewhere between the next 2 to 6 weeks. We'll have some kind of. And I have to say, there has been such a love fest about me and the campaign after the fact, where when I talk about my phone ringing off the hook, I mean, it's like everyone from Barack Obama called to but there are a bunch of news organizations too that now are very excited about the ideas of this campaign. And there is a little bit where the fuck were you?
So we're going to know something in 2 to 6 weeks, whatever announcement he's going to make that he might get in trouble for giving a timeline on, he said. And also the crowd chanting, unsuspend, it's,
a lot of it's going to do with money. We're going to have to raise funds.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. By Andrew suspending his campaign, Andrew sent a clear message to everybody, including the Yang Gang. And that message was, it's up to y'all now. It's up to y'all. Number one, it's up to us. If we want him in the race, we're going to have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to get out there. Number two, it's up to us to keep yanging people. We have to keep yanging people. We have to keep pushing this idea of humanity first. And we have to get outside of our bubble, man. You got to get off of Twitter. You got to get off of Facebook. You got to get off of... Just get off and talk to somebody. Tell them about Andrew.
Got to go out in the streets.
If you're in a state, Yang Gang, with a lot of delegates, y'all... I mean, I guess if you're Yang Gang and you're in any state, you're going to be doing it anyway.
Yeah, do it in any state.
But especially if you're in a state with a lot of delegates, y'all get the word out, man. Keep pushing Andrew Yang. We keep fighting. And we're going to keep fighting. Let's do this, Yang Gang. See you on the next one.
Yummy, 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 yummy. Ew.